Ecuador is the Spanish word for equator and famously straddles it. It's also famous for the wildlife and beaches of the Galapagos Islands, being home to part of the Amazon, having a host of incredible waterfalls, its picturesque capital city Quito, and its production of Ariba cacao beans, which are used in the production of high-grade chocolate. Ecuador ranks joint 60th on the world list of countries with the most McDonald's. This is my experience of trying McDonald's in Ecuador. The branch of McDonald's I decided to visit was in this vast shopping centre called the Centro Comercial in Quito, and within that there were a plethora of food outlets, everything from chicken places, steakhouses and other popular American chains such as KFC. First thing that hits you when you walk in there is it's pretty modern. I don't know when it was built, but it's nice and clean in there. However, there were no touchscreen ordering booths. One of the things I like to do is to have a flick through the options, and because the booths weren't there, I wasn't able to do that. So I did actually ask for a physical copy of the menu, which they kindly provided. But when I was flicking through that menu, it did sense that it was very, very traditional. So for me, I like to try something a little bit different. I was actually starting to lose a bit of hope, but then I looked around and within the outlet there was an in-store McCafe, which obviously of course had its own separate menu specialising in beverages, and I looked up and something jumped off the page, an Oreo milkshake. Now, I have obviously seen an Oreo McFlurry before, but I'd never seen an Oreo milkshake. This was certainly a first, so with that in mind, I felt compelled to give this a go. A quirk meant this beverage was only available from the McCafe and you couldn't order it from the standard menu. So a word of warning, if you're looking to order a standard meal deal, which most people do, that will obviously come with a side and a beverage in addition to your sandwich. If you do want to try the Oreo McFlurry milkshake, or should I just call it the Oreo milkshake, you'd then need to go up and make a separate order from the McCafe division. So effectively, you'll end up with a total of 2 beverages. So that's just an unfortunate thing that you cannot order an Oreo milkshake as your beverage from the standard menu. I know commonly you can order, if you like, a traditional flavoured milkshake from the standard menu. Quite often there'll be a surcharge above a soda being the drink, but in this instance you simply cannot do that, so it will require 2 separate orders. The service wasn't the quickest, but that appeared due to the drink actually being freshly prepared rather than being pre-made. The drink was brought to my table and was presented with a squirt of cream on top. Obviously it does look quite artistic, and it's fairly common in US burger restaurants, but if you think about it, you are in effect trading extra drink volume to accommodate the cream, and personally I prefer to substitute the cream for an increased measure of the Oreo milkshake, though I'm not convinced that was an option. So what were my thoughts on the actual taste? The first thing that sort of grabbed me was the beverage has a copious amount of crumbly bits of Oreo biscuit, so it is very, very authentic, and you get that from the very first swig. I think what's possibly surprised me was that it tastes less full on than say a regular chocolate milkshake. Obviously there's a spectrum of sweetness. You can get sickly sweet down to a medium level of sweet down to a subtle sweetness, and I'd say this is hovering between the medium tier of sweetness and the subtle sweetness tier. And whilst I was expecting it to be more sweet, I actually like the more subtle approach. It was decent, and personally I think I probably would take this over 2 of the 4 classic flavours. So you think of the 4 classic flavours, you've got vanilla, strawberry, chocolate and banana. I think I would probably take this over the vanilla or the strawberry, but possibly not over the chocolate and the banana, which are my own 2 personal favourites. So yeah, overall my experience in Quito, like I said, the menu was very, very traditional in terms of the sandwich options, in terms of the side options as well, so I didn't bother commenting on that. I just had a standard burger and fries and what have you, and they were decent, but like I said, there was no sort of quirk or tweak to the menu, so I didn't think it was worthy of additional comment. But this beverage, the Oreo milkshake, was something that I hadn't seen before, and I'm glad I tried it. If you're interested in, if you're a fan of milkshakes, definitely worth a look.